Outside of the realm of political science, most people are unaware of the original meaning of the term liberal, or liberalism. In a classical sense, it means emphasis on smaller government, individual rights, economic and political freedom, as well as a very strong sense of individualism. In the modern American sense, is the most common term used to describe the ideology of the Democratic Party, which emphasizes bigger government, high taxes, social progress, as well as welfare programs and equality. Adam Smith is one of the originators of liberal economic thought, and in his book, The Wealth of Nations, he emphasized free trade, a smaller, hands-off government, and the strength of capitalism. His work became the bedrock for liberal economic thought for centuries. It is important for the political meaning of the term because politics and economics are inherently intertwined. John Locke is one of the originators and most influential philosophers in regards to liberalism in a classical sense. In his writings, he spoke of the importance of civil liberties, individual rights, and a just rule of law. He also wrote about how the consent of the people is critical in order to legitimize a government. The following is a quote from his second treatise on government. Men being, as has been said, by nature, all free, equal, and independent, no one can put out of this estate and subject it to the political power of another without his own consent. Now for an explanation of how the term liberalism has diverged from its original meaning. Both political parties, Democrat and Republican, hold values such as civil liberties and political freedom, but they differ in other attributes, such as big and small government. The closest modern comparison to classical liberals in American politics would be libertarian-like Republicans, such as Rahm and Rand Paul. Their ideology focuses on a small government and a strong emphasis on the Bill of Rights, in other words, individuals and their freedom. Their rugged sense of individualism and anti-government sentiment is a key similarity to the liberals of old. President Obama has become a champion for the modern liberal ideology, and is also an example of how the term has changed over time. He supports civil liberties and freedoms, but is also a big fan of government regulations and a larger, more influential government, which is contrary to classical liberal values. In conclusion, the divergence of the term liberal over time is important because it is a distinctly American phenomenon. For example, in European democracies it generally holds a similar meaning to the classical version, although there are some variations that I do not have time to explain. So, it's important for the viewers to understand the differences between the two meanings, because liberal is not always a term as simply interchangeable with progress as many probably believe. In certain contexts, it can mean something quite different.